Welcome friends. Thank you for joining us in another insightful session of Whitepaper Actuaries. As some of the organizations also need to report financials at year-end 2024, we discuss today key points that should be considered for a smooth actuarial valuation of employee benefit schemes. Our goal is to help you standardize processes for the valuation, enhance coordination between auditors and actuaries, and minimize errors and avoid rework. To perform an actuarial valuation, an actuary requires several key inputs from organization, including accurate data, appropriate assumptions, and a clear understanding of scheme rules. Using this information, the actuary applies actuarial principle to generate required financial outputs. Today's discussion will focus on strengthening the exchange of information between organizations and actuaries. We will explore common areas of misunderstanding that can lead to errors in valuation and highlight the checks organizations can perform to ensure accuracy and consistency in the process. We will begin with information related to scheme rules. As discussed earlier, an actual valuation is a financial assessment of the cost associated with an employee benefit scheme. The cost of these benefits depend on commitments made by the organization in its employee benefit schemes. Actual valuation should replicate these commitments as they exist in real world to ensure accurate cost estimation. To enhance accuracy in actual valuations, organizations should consider following steps. First, share the organization's policy for the benefit scheme with the actuary. Include details of any discretionary practices followed by the company that may not be explicitly stated in the policy. This enables the actuary to comprehensively review the scheme rules and incorporate them accurately in the valuation model. Providing these details with each valuation ensures that most up-to-date rules are applied. From experience, one of the most frequent causes of the valuation errors is the failure to communicate updated policy to the actuary. For instance, companies may revise the maximum gratuity limit, but if the actuary continues using the statutory standard limit, the valuation results may be incorrect. Second, actuaries should include a detailed explanation of their understanding of the scheme rules in their report. While not all scheme rules may directly impact the valuation, the report should present the relevant rules in simple terms. This helps stakeholders clearly understand how rules are applied in valuation process. Lastly, actuaries should validate scheme rules through additional methods. For example, they can cross-check benefit payments made to exiting employees against the liability for those employees. Individual payments can also be verified against the company's policies such as maximum allowed leave accumulation or other specific rules. Next, we look at data submission for purpose of actuarial valuations. For many benefit schemes in India, Saudi Arabia and others, the key data is related to active employees as on date of valuation. Key matters to be aligned with actuary and auditors would be: first, the treatment of actives whose last working day falls on the date of valuation. Should they be considered as active or not? Then ex-employees who have left but their full and final is due as on the valuation date. Their payments due should be reported to the actuary. Third, employees who join after data cutoff date but before financial year end. On many occasions, such employees do not form any material obligation. Then, the timing of next salary increase. This is important so that actuary can account right timing for computation of benefit and future salary increases. Fifth, detail of any exit employees who left in prior fiscal period but settled in current fiscal period. 6. Treatment of any employees who have crossed the company retirement age. Does the company have any fixed term contract or do they continue to work as a long term employee? These are some of the points which organization should look to align with their actuary. Another important data set pertains to scheme assets when the scheme is funded. These assets are reported alongside company's obligation and help to reduce overall net liability position. Here are some key suggestions for organization to consider. First, ensure that all assets related to given scheme are reported to the actuary. Occasionally, assets in a separate bank account used for managing scheme-related transactions are overlooked during reporting. Then, the organization should collect and share the latest fund statement for relevant fiscal year with the actuary. This enables the actuary to independently verify and account for any necessary transaction in the financial reporting. Then the organization must report contribution and benefit payments as per its company accounts. Any discrepancies between these figures and those reported by actuary should be reviewed and resolved. Fourth, clarify whether investment in instruments like bonds are recorded at fair value or book value. Most accounting standards recommend using fair value of assets for reporting purposes. Lastly, it is essential to identify investment that may not qualify as admissible for benefit scheme. Examples include investment in organization's own securities or below specified investment grades. Actuaries and organization should work together to evaluate and address any concerns regarding investment compliance. These steps help to ensure accurate representation of the scheme assets, contributing to a more reliable valuation process. The assumptions used for actuarial valuation play a critical role in the financial results. Some of these assumptions are in purview of organizations to decide. These are mostly assumptions of salary increase, attrition rate, and retirement age. Organizations should look to consider the following aspects. Assumptions to be used for actuarial valuation should be long-term in nature. Actuarial valuation project an employee's future working life over many years. So, assumptions must align with this extended timeline. Short-term phenomena like current year salary increase or attrition figures often fluctuate year over year. The purpose of actuarial valuation is not to mirror these immediate trends but to align with the long-term trajectory. Short-term variations are inevitable and should not drive assumption setting. Using short-term trends as the basis for assumptions can lead to frequent changes year over year. This volatility in assumptions creates financial fluctuations that can significantly affect financial results. For example, consider a scenario where the red line in the chart represents company A's actual salary increase while the green line represents the long-term average salary increase trend. Now, there are two possible scenarios. In first scenario, company A decide to use short-term actual trend of the salary increase as the assumption for the salary increase in each respective year valuation. In second scenario, company A decide to use long-term trend of salary increase as the assumption all throughout the period. Now, in the first scenario, as companies change their salary assumption each year, they will see a financial impact due to assumption change. This change will either increase or decrease their obligation significantly. Instead, in second scenario, the company will not see such a significant impact on the result, though they will see some experience gain or loss due to actual trend differing from the long-term trend. In our view, following long-term approach in setting assumption is most advisable way for organization to evaluate long-term costs associated with employee benefit schemes. Actuaries should help organizations with this decision and promote this behavior. We would be pleased to assist with any actuarial valuation needs you may have. Our solutions help organizations with several value adds along with standard accounting report. Some of these solutions are detailed gain loss analysis where we analyze and share key drivers of liability movement in current valuation period. Understanding these factors help organization draw future strategy for assumption risk management of the scheme. Consolidation. Organization with multiple entities within or outside a country can benefit from our consolidation report. This is an Excel-based report with currency conversion feature so that results can be viewed in a single currency even though base results are in different currencies. Companies often worry about the impact of changing actuaries on their scheme financials. To address this concern, we offer a complimentary transition service as a part of our valuation takeover process. We conduct a thorough replication of previous year's work for our clients. This pro bono service ensures a seamless transition and help company understand any potential impact resulting from changing in actual calculation.